Well, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, recently a friend of mine wrote that there had been a Bigfoot sighting near Boulder, Colorado, just about 11 miles north of here. It's about 20 minutes by car. I looked it up on the BFRO site, and I've put that link below in the description of this video. And I thought it'd be very interesting to go out there and just see what had happened. And so, in this video, I'm going to show you what the surrounding area looks like. I went out there earlier this morning and recorded some video right on the road where this alleged Bigfoot sighting had happened. It's a woman who had lived on the property, according to her, for over 50 years. She'd never seen anything like this in her life. And when I recorded the first video that you're going to see here, which is about 2.5 minutes long, which I posted as a short a little earlier, I didn't know if I'd get to talk to the witness or not. But after we recorded the first section here, I just went over to the house that seemed associated with the sighting, rang the bell. The woman answered, and you'll see this very interesting interview. It goes far beyond what we saw in the BFRO description. I mean, she talked about having seen orbs around the property, very strange lights in the past, and she described knocking sounds, pushing sounds against the bedroom wall that really disturbed her dog. Plus, as she told me afterwards, sort of humming sounds when the wall was getting pushed on from the outside. So you'll see that interview. And now she thought she saw stick structures, tree structures. She had done her research, this woman. And after the sighting, she said she got really curious in the topic, had no interest in it before, and started looking around online what other people had encountered with Bigfoot. She came across the tree structure topic, and she thought she noticed some not too far down the road from her house. And she took us to that area. It's hard for me to know, as someone that's sort of new to the subject matter, what to make of those structures. Are they natural? Are they artificially constructed? But I'll show you a little bit of that footage, which she thought was structure that seemed to be changing over the weeks, which led her to believe that these Bigfoot could be involved with putting some of those sticks there. Anyway, that's the footage. Thanks for watching. Enjoy, and I look forward to seeing your comments in the box below. Take care for now. Well, hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Simeon here, where we're at the site of a very recent Bigfoot sighting just north of Boulder, Colorado. A woman who lives in this neighborhood right here said she saw a Bigfoot walking along the road here, just 11 miles north of Boulder by St. Vrain Road. And as you can see, we're not even in the Rockies here. We're not even in the foothills. We're in the fields. I just think this is interesting because we have a lot of misconceptions about Bigfoot and creatures like Bigfoot, that you're only going to find them in the deep, dark forests, that you got to go way into the backcountry and so forth, you know, in areas where there aren't people. But I think this sighting on March 12th, 2025, it's in the BFRO database, and I'll put the link below. It just shows us that these creatures, which she described as an 8-foot tall ape-like looking creature, which is hunched over, which, unless it's one of the CU basketball players in a fur coat, I would imagine is a Bigfoot creature. It was at 10 p.m. at night, and she said she was either looking outside or was just outside in her yard and saw this creature walking along. She said it seemed very focused. It was walking quickly, and it never looked at her. It just kept going straight ahead. I think it just shows us we still don't know a lot about these Bigfoot creatures. Are they a lot closer to us than we think? They're not just in deep wilderness areas, but right kind of suburban and farm areas, rural areas. We're just in open fields here, and yet this is one of the... There hasn't been a sighting that has been reported to BFRO since 1995. A biology student at CU who went up to one of the parks just outside of Boulder and saw one. So here, 10 years later, we have another sighting. And it's here, out in the fields with houses around, and not in the deep deep mountains like we would expect. So I think that's just very interesting, and it shows us that Bigfoot and cryptids could be in places that we don't expect to see them. So we should keep our eyes open and pay attention, and maybe we'll have more sightings of them. So thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Take care for now. Bye.
Christian, it was a strange thing.
What did you see? And tell me about the...
I've been with the Bigfoot researchers. They've been talking to me and taking videos. Yeah. I'll tell you what, you go down this road about a little ways and you look in that thicket of trees, and you're going to see tree huts, and you're going to see all the sticks, They're here. I don't know how long they've been here. Sometimes I feel sometimes I feel a bump in the night against my house.
Oh, you do?
And that scares me.
They come up to the house and they...
I wouldn't be surprised. I saw it down here walking across the driveway, across the road. I looked out a little window here, right here.
Yeah.
Just looking out to see if, not evening, whatever. It was 10 o'clock at night, March 12th. And I looked out, it's 10 o'clock at night. Whoa, there's the biggest Bigfoot you've ever seen walking across the driveway. They have arms and legs like that tree there, that smaller tree.
Yeah,
And the picked head, no neck, and just at a pretty good gait, about like a horse would gallop almost. They're fast. They're really fast. They look really strong. And he never turned his head this way. He just kept going straight. Mm-hmm. And I watched him. I kept watching his feet because I wondered. It was almost like a spiritual vision. The researchers say they think it's from another dimension because it's so elusive. And they think it may follow UFOs. Yeah. I mean, that sounds strange, but that's what we think. And, I've been studying this a lot since I've seen it. And that's what most people that are making a valid report, that's what they're saying. And I would not make this up for attention.
No.
No.
So you had some activity before the sighting on March 12th? Sounds around the house, bumps?
Yes, I've seen orbs out in the yard. On 9/11, I've lived here 52 years. On night of 9/11, there were orbs out in the yard there, and I thought, what? Is there a bunch of people out there with flashlights? I didn't know. I'd never seen them before. But they were more like round lights, several of them. And I looked at my window, and here goes a strip that looks like a neon tube around my bedroom window. I ran over here in the kitchen. It went around the kitchen windows. So that was some kind of something that I've never seen before. And it started, and also another event was when we first moved here, when I was young, about 30 years old. My husband had fallen asleep in the den, and I was in the bedroom, I guess. We had a baby then. And the windows just lit up red, and there was this high-pitched whining sound like a machinery. But I was so scared I wouldn't even look out, and that was before cell phones. So that's just some of the things. Yeah. I don't see these things every day.
So you've had other activity around here
but there is activity.
Anomalous activity.
I don't know what it is, why it is, but
right around here. Has any of your neighbors reported anything?
I did not tell the neighbors because they've got young children. I didn't want them to be afraid. Of course. And if they see it and tell me, then I'll tell them. But I didn't want to do that. I told one man at my church. He was an FBI man, and he, they investigated this some years ago. He's retired now. And then I didn't want to call the sheriff because I thought it's not a threat. It didn't hurt me. I was scared, but it didn't come in the yard. Whatever, I don't know what I'd have done. It wasn't anything that hurt me, so I thought, and besides that, there's no evidence. So if you see it, so I wished I could get a picture of it, but when you see it, it's so fleeting and it's so instant. It's a miracle if anybody ever gets a picture, I think.
So as fast as a horse coming right across.
It was coming right. when I looked out the window, and I was looking through this too, it was coming right across the driveway. Just this huge creature with a domed head, shaggy, fast. It was walking fast. It was walking that direction.
8 feet tall?
Oh, I would say 10.
10?
It would look like a grandpa.
Like a grandpa?
Yes.
The grandpa of Bigfoot. The big one.
The biggest one I could imagine. And I thought, I've seen it once. I really don't want to see it again.
You've never seen it before then?
I had never seen it before.
You just had some strange things happen around the property, like the sounds knocking on the...
But leading up, yes, I've heard knocking. I've even come to the door. In years past, there'd be no one here, but I have heard knocking.
Yes.
I haven't heard what you would call sounds, strange sounds. I haven't heard any strange sounds.
But you've seen orbs. You've seen the orbs in the field.
I have seen orbs.
Did you see any activity before the Bigfoot sighting in the previous days or weeks?
No, I didn't notice anything, no.
No.
But my dog sometimes would go crazy barking at night. And it seems like when he does, like it's on the side of the house. And when he does that, I'm afraid to look out. But I have heard a big bump against my house, and I thought, oh my gosh. And it's not the dog. So I don't know what to say.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Constructed. I mean,
Yeah.
but it
They
wasn't.
didn't just fall, did they?
No, I mean, is this something that the property owner would have constructed?
No.
I do see barbed wire there, but I mean, it's,
Yeah, no, they wouldn't. Those there. This one here comes off of the tree.
yeah. Look at that. Yeah,
But that one there is something that's
It's
been
built. It's been
set up, hasn't it?
Yeah.
No, the property owner wouldn't do that. I don't think so. Oh no, I'll tell you why. Several of those have been put in since as I walked by. There's more there than there was
More than
in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, in the last 2 weeks?
Yes.
In the last 2 weeks, there's more there.
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay.
it's very hard to know what to make of these.
You could think of it as someone making a barrier, but in the last 2 weeks, they put up more walls.
I don't know what you think of me, but that's all I know. I know something is different. And something's bumping my house. I'm glad I don't have little kids now. They're all grown,
The next time they bump the house, just give me a call.
Okay.
We'll see if there are any footprints around. Well, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. One other thing, or a couple things that the witness told me once we had turned the camera off, which I thought were interesting, is that when she saw the figure come rapidly down across the road, across her driveway area, she said that there were shadows by the feet, that there were shadows that were darker than the rest of the scraggly, sort of hairy body, as she put it. She called it scraggly. Shaggy. She used the word shaggy. She said the feet area were shadowed. There was something darker as it moved, which I find very interesting given some of the theories here about dark matter, gravitational collapse, some of the gravitic effects of gravitational collapse, which I've speculated may have something to do with the ability of big feet and other cryptids, some of them that fly, to have the incredible strength and propulsion that they do. But that's also interesting. One other thing she mentioned, she said when she heard that bumping sound against her bedroom wall, she also noticed a humming sound, which is also kind of interesting given that sometimes people report metallic and other types of very, unusual sounds around these big feet. So it's something to think about. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Put your comments in the box below. We'll see you next video. Take care for now, and bye.